buddy.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hi. Let's give it a minute for people to log on and such. Hang on. Let me see what it's saying on the computer too. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Whoa. Hey. So I don't know if I'll see like people through this app or on the YouTube.
Hello.
There we go.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
This is neat. Okay.
Oh, hello.
So, we're going live, hanging out.
Hello.
Hanging out. Do you want to come sit with me? Hello. This might be a short one because...
Yeah, because I want to play outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
Ew.
Even though it's 8 o'clock, it's still sunny outside. Easy. Wow. All right, so I'm testing out this way to go live here on YouTube. In case you don't know, it's through Streamlab. I've got the monster here with me tonight. Oh. Okay, you're choking me. Okay, easy. He's got a lot of energy, as you can see. And he will usually be like this until midnight. Hey, I need you to stop for a minute, okay? I need you to stop. Look at me. I need you to stop. There we go. So he's usually like this from the moment he wakes up until we have to like make him go to sleep. He's got so much energy, which is why we think, aside from autism, there's other things that we need to talk to his doctor about. Anyway, okay, that's it. Okay, Charlie, I need you to look at me, honey. That's it. Are we dinosaur right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What dinosaur are we?
Indoraptor.
Okay, Indoraptor. I need you to calm down for me. Okay. I need you to calm down for me, Indoraptor. Yeah. It's tough.
Head is on your head.
I know, Indoraptor. Okay. Hang on. All right. Oh. Here, why don't you go upstairs, honey, and start your video game, your Minecraft. Yeah. You want to do this? So this is our life.
Stop. Move. The toys are under there.
It's okay.
Move, Miso. Move.
The dog is here too. The dog is here. The child is here. Everybody's here.
Move. Move.
I don't know what that is scrolling. I think that's one of my subscribers, and it keeps just like scrolling that. Let me see if I can. Oh, okay. I'll have to change that later on. That's one of the subscribers' names, so I have no idea
Stop.
why it's doing that. Charlie, that's enough. I need you to stop now. I need you to stop. Charlie. Indoraptor. Oh my goodness. Indoraptor. I need you to stop. No, Miso. No. That's not okay. Alright. So this is what we contend with, what Chef Awesome and I contend with pretty much every day, is the high energy levels with the kiddo, as well as the dissociation that he does constantly throughout the day. So I'm going to instead get into that here live. So the Awesome With Autism Show is actually about me. It was something that I decided to do actually as a result of therapy that I have been going through to just like improve, like self-improvement, and just kind of trying to figure out some things that were going on with me at the time. And through that, through years of therapy. Okay, Charlie, upstairs now. Upstairs, you too. Charlie, look at me. Look at me. Upstairs now.
I can't.
Upstairs now.
I can't.
Why not?
Because my soul is going crazy.
Who got her that way?
Me.
Yeah. She's fine now. She's laying down. Okay. I need you to take a deep breath. And I need you to calm down. Okay.
No.
So this is why sometimes it's hard to film, because I have this stuff going on. It's hard to film because I have this stuff going on. And sometimes when I do my editing, all of this, sometimes I leave it in the show and sometimes I leave it out, because it is kind of what the show is about. But at the same time, I don't want to leave it all in there because you guys get the gist of it. And plus, I think the episodes would be, an hour long, way too long for YouTube. So anyways, going back to the Awesome With Autism Show, Charlie, voices down. Thank you. Endoraptor. There's no more dinosaurs right now are allowed to talk. Okay? There we go. Don't do that to her though, because she'll start running around. So I'll get into why or how we address things in just a minute. So the show actually started. Go upstairs, please. Charlie, go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs now. Upstairs all the way. Charlie Ryan. Upstairs all the way. I can still see your feet. So, this is why I also don't post as often, because both Chef Awesome and I, we work full-time jobs, and we're also contending with the kiddo and with spectrum issues, sensory processing issues, not only with him, but with me as well. I, right now, have been sitting on a migraine for the past 7 going on 8 days now. So it's pretty tough to try to film and everything. And I don't want the show to be solely just seeing our trials and tribulations. I do want it to be fun. I do want to show our lives living as an autistic person or with autism, however you want to view that. For me personally, I don't care. I am a person with autism. I am autistic. Both of them are one and the same for me. So going back to why this show and how this show started, and going into therapy, was that, as you can see, I say a lot of ums. I lose track of what I actually want to say and the point that I want to come across quite frequently. And so I actually started filming myself to help with that. And the way in which I do that is by not just filming, but also having to go through and see how much I have to edit out or keep in there. And it helps improve my speech slightly more. But then I started coming to the point where I said, well, wait a minute, you know, this is the Awesome with Autism show, and I do want to show more of my authentic self, just, you know, living life. And so I said, well, you know what, I think I'm just gonna leave some of that stuff in there so that you can see what I contend with in regards to sensory overload, in regards to parenting as an autistic person, parenting a child who has also got sensory issues, and we do think that he is also autistic, like myself. He might also have ADHD. You can see all of the hyperactivity that happens, and he does go from one subject to another quite frequently. It's difficult to keep his attention, etc., etc. So, let me see. Let me check here. I'm just going to check the YouTube here. There we go. All right. Let me know if you guys can use the live chat or not. I can on another account that I have. Anyway, so that's the reason why I started the show, was to help me practice my speech and to actually discover more of myself being autistic, diagnosed 2 years ago, by the way, at 37 years old. Discover myself and those things that I had noticed throughout my life, now filming it and saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, this is actually still happening. These issues with auditory processing, with food aversions, with misophonia, alexithymia, all of these things that are going on are still happening. And I'm gonna be 40 in January next year. Yay. So I wanted to document all of this, as well as just give me more reasons to go out and see things and do things. And just to kind of document it too for our kids and for our family. So that's why I started the show. The show is not necessarily going to be one of those channels that's like top 5 autistic traits of most autistics ever, you know, or top 10 things you can do to help a person with autism. That's not what my channel is. I may have a few tidbits on the bottom or on the top, like that says, you know, what is happening, in case viewers don't understand that there is a minute nuance that is happening to either me or to Charlie, for example. In case they don't understand that there is something neurological going on that they don't see, or they wouldn't otherwise recognize, I'll put a little note on the bottom to denotate, hey, this is what this is. So just a minute. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's done. He's ready to go. Yes.
Can I go outside now?
It's getting late, honey.
But it's not that dark.
Are you just gonna ride your bike?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just going to ride my bike.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ride my bike until it's nighttime.
Okay. I mean, I can hear you. I can hear you outside, so I'm gonna be here.
No, I don't want to be outside by myself.
Well, I can't leave the people. See, he doesn't understand this concept that
Mom.
this is live. This isn't me like recording this and then I'm gonna post it later. He doesn't understand that this is live and that you guys.
Outside, that's what takes care of me.
We live in an apartment complex. He's fine. You can't go outside while I'm doing this though, because there's literally people who are watching this right now. And they're like, they can leave comments and all that. Do you understand what that means? See, now he's associated to dinosaur because he doesn't like the answer that mommy's giving him.
Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come outside with me. Mom, there's like no one outside. You have to come ou
Well, I'm talking right now to other people, though.
You have to come.
I'll come outside later.
Oh, I don't want to go outside.
If you don't like it, you can go upstairs and you can play with your toys until I finish.
I don't like that.
It won't be much longer.
I just want you to play outside.
I know you want me to, but this is not the time for that right now. Mommy has other plans. So that's another thing as well is PDA, and I believe the other acronym is ODD. It's like oppositional defiant disorder, where
I want to play outside.
if
I
you
need an adult outside.
what is it? Pervasive demand avoidance. I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. I'm new here. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but we think that he's got it as well.
Play outside.
Charlie, you're being very rude. Where if you tell him or ask him to do something and he's got his mind just set on doing something, he's just like, nope, not doing it. Or if he's doing another task and you say, hey, can you go brush your teeth real quick? He's like, no. It's just an immediate anxiety-inducing response
I don't like
that he
brushing my
has.
teeth.
When he's doing something else, when he's doing one task and you ask them to do another, that transition is very difficult for them. So these are all things as to why we are continuing with his assessment. Because we do all the things like set timers, make charts. We've tried all of these things, red, green, and yellow, the zones of regulation. We've done all of those things. Hello, welcome. I'm seeing a couple more people. We've done zones of regulation. We've done timers. Timers generally work the most, but right now it's not really working. And we've utilized all these tools, but it's still difficult.
I can't get up. Help.
It's not really helping too much. So we do want to get down to the gist of it and see, is this what's going on? In regards to school, we're homeschooling. We've been doing that since preschool, and these behaviors are why. Okay, stop. Don't pull my hair, please. That's not okay. And then for the rest of the show, so usually when you see me and I'm out and I'm putting on my happy face and I've got my headphones on and I'm trying to make it through these crowds, what you're not seeing yet anyways is because, one, I just don't want to show it with every single episode. I think that would be...
Mom.
I don't know if that would be something you guys would want to see. But dealing with this behind the scenes makes it very, very difficult to film, especially when we're in the theme parks. But even at home, when there's concepts that he doesn't quite understand, like this technology here, he doesn't get it.
Help.
I even had a discussion with him before going live, like, hey, you cannot be disruptive. You cannot interrupt me while I'm talking to all the people. And he's like, okay, I won't do that. And then it's like that thought is just fleeting almost immediately, because as soon as I turn the camera on, we've got this going on. So it's like the ADHD brain that is, and then the defiance that occurs, because we've done everything. So it's some of this stuff that I will start putting on the show, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to put everything on there, because I don't want to put something on there that he might look at later down the road and just be like, Mom, why is this on there for the public to see? So that's why everything is at this point, because the show is I think it's a little less than a year old. Careful.
I'm okay.
Okay. It's a little less than a year old, and I want to be very, very particular about what I'm putting on YouTube. Ouch. He's pulling my hair. All right, so
Because No. Help! Get my foot! Get my foot!
Come here.
Get my foot!
Nope.
Yes! Help! Help! Help!
Why do you want me to touch your feet? Gross.
No, you have to hold on to my feet.
Yeah, so, now as for the rest of the show, for the rest of the month, I have some pre-recorded, episodes.
Help! Grab my hand.
Nope, I'm not playing.
No, it's okay. No.
So I have some pre-recorded episodes that we've done over the coming weeks, or the past few weeks, that I'm going to be putting up. But next month, we are not going to the theme parks because it's just, everything is getting really, really busy. And then, COVID cases are going up in our area. We did film an episode earlier today. I don't know if you saw my social media, but I was over at the Orlando Science Center. Wasn't actually that crowded there, but I decided for both Charlie and me that we're going to start masking up again, even though it's not mandated. The caseloads are starting to go up again. I'm vaccinated. He's not vaccinated yet for obvious reasons.
Wait, you're vaccinated so you don't have to wear a mask?
I don't have to, but I prefer to, just in case.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I know, but then you're not vaccinated yet, and I don't want to leave you there wearing a mask and feeling like, left out just because you have to wear a mask and nobody else does. So I'm going to do it with you. So,
my hand.
I know.
Yeah, my hand.
So the show, there will be a couple more Disney episodes, I think, and that's because those were filmed like in April and May. And then I have a few that are outdoors, more outdoor stuff going on, but we are going to be filming some more in August, and we're going to be doing more outdoorsy stuff, right? Like going to the beach. We're going to try to see if we can...
No, stop. Stop.
Oh, okay. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, don't do that again.
Come here.
Charlie, look at me. Don't do that again. That hurt me, okay? That hurt my neck. Don't do that again.
Can I get your arm?
No. This is, so let me see if I can explain this to him. Charlie, you know how sometimes mommy goes out and I take my camera and I film and then I edit it later for people to watch? I'm not doing that right now. People are actually watching this right now. This isn't something that
There's like no one here.
No, there's people here. See the little thingies right there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what little thingies?
See those like multiple? I think that's what that means.
No, the
I'm
dots?
new here.
The dots?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey! I'm going to fight you, Reese.
No, don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. Okay, she just wants to calm down. There we go. So yes. Charlie, go to your room now. Go to your room now. He's busted. Go to your room, and not just sitting on the stairs. Go to your room. There we go. It's like you have to be very, very straightforward and very specific with instructions. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Trying to like quote unquote be nice or hey, please stop doing that. It goes in one ear and out the other. They don't hear it. So yeah, so the rest of the show, let's see. I've got some episodes at the Disney Wilderness Park. I've got a couple actually that are at Juniper Springs, as well as, there's another spring that we went to as well. Some cool underwater shots. I do have a couple of Disney episodes, like I was saying, coming up, but again, those were filmed a few weeks ago. So yeah, and then of course, with the theme parks, as you might know, I went live on Instagram and also announced this, but I am actually a Disney cast member now. So whenever you see a episode that is at the parks or anything Disney affiliated, you'll probably see a disclosure in the description that states that I'm a Disney cast member and that these opinions and views are my own. Disney is not paying me to do YouTube. They're not paying me to necessarily like go to the parks and do a review or to go and ride rides and to advertise for them. They're not doing that. I actually do work, and then I do work that's different from that, and then I receive a paycheck for that type of work that I do. And that type of work is like, it's labor, it's laborious. So that stuff will be denoted. Now, if I do happen to get sponsored by somebody, for example, I do mention quite often that the GoPro 360 Max camera is sponsored. One of our viewers for the show did purchase that for the show and for the use of the show. So Reho, thank you very much. There is actually more GoPro 360 footage coming in a couple of the episodes, and it's actually at the parks, and I really hope you like it. Check out our Blizzard Beach episode. That is where I used the 360 camera on a couple of the slides and what have you. So that's pretty cool. I'm learning how to edit that as well. Learning how to use the 360 and edit that in the GoPro app and all of that. So speaking of editing, now let's segue into that. I do everything on my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra Plus 5G, like the big one, because of the camera and as well as because of the memory capacity. So that's what I generally film with. And then I just started using the GoPro 360 for 360 shots, and then recently as well for regular shots. I did actually go to Food and Wine, which that episode is coming out. Hello! That episode is coming out on Saturday. The Food and Wine at Disney episode is coming out on Saturday. And I actually used the GoPro 360 for that that episode. Now, he's upstairs, he's mad, and he's squeaking. And it's distracting me. So those episodes are coming. I try to post one episode to a couple episodes per week. I don't know, we'll see. Depends on work. As you know, I am a cast member, a Disney cast member, and there's a lot happening at the parks. We got a lot of things that are opening. We got the 50th anniversary that's coming. Food and Wine Festival just started a couple weeks ago, and it is, well, a week ago I think actually, and it was ramping up throughout the summer and into fall. There's just more and more important dates that are happening. All the restaurants are starting to open. All the resorts are starting to open fully. So it's really, really busy. So again, that's my employer. That's where I am working primarily, and YouTube is just what I do on the side for right now. He said, "Are you done yet, Mom?" Yeah, he's so mad right now. So that's all of that for the show. One of these days, I will have Chef Awesome here. He's actually at work right now, and he's not coming home till way late. He is a professional chef, and he is running a restaurant right now, so he's gonna be late. Being married to a chef, you have all kinds of hours that they work and things that you have to compromise with. But, you know, then again, I guess the same goes for what I used to do for a living. I used to be in the pre-hospital emergency medicine industry, and you've got weird hours as well being in the medical industry. So those are things that we contend with. Nope, not done. Those are things that we contend with our schedules. And one of these days when I go live again, he'll be here and we'll kind of chat. Yes. Now another thing that I wanted to talk about as well. Oh yeah, more on the equipment real quick. So yeah, I film and edit on my phone. I edit also on my phone. So all of the episodes that you see for the show, it's all done on my phone. I'm completely mobile. But I have the GoPro 360 Max as well as the GoPro Hero 8 Black that I also film with. And there will be some episodes of our trip from Oregon to Florida coming up as well. So that's the segue to that is we were in Oregon for 5 years and we recently moved out to Florida this year. And you can actually find that episode. There's a playlist where it says we're moving to Florida, where I have the first episode that's up there, but then there's the second episode of our second day, basically. I filmed every day. The thing is, I have to do voiceovers, and it's hard to do voiceovers when I'm interrupted so much and when there's so much noise. Like, I don't know if you can hear that noise in the background. That's actually our air conditioning. And then for a couple weeks, actually, my voice disappeared altogether, and then I was fine after that. So it's been difficult to try to do the voiceovers for those episodes. But we moved in March, so it's gonna seem kind of weird on the show when you see those episodes. So I'm trying to figure out creatively how to post those for you guys as far as like a timeline is concerned. So yeah, now autism. As I stated, I was diagnosed 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago now, I guess. At the age of 37, I was diagnosed with autism. And it's similar to, Elon, or Aspie World, I believe, is the name of the YouTube channel. I think his name is Daniel, that YouTuber as well. It used to be called Asperger's. It used to be called Asperger's. It's no longer referred to using that term because that term actually comes from a very dark place in history of the Nazi era. So we don't use that term anymore. And it's no longer separate from autism. It's all categorized under the autism spectrum. We no longer, the community, I guess, more like it. Some medical professionals as well also agree with this, and there's a lot of debate going on as to how we can get things changed. But we no longer use high functioning and low functioning terms in regards to referencing somebody who has autism. Or somebody who is autistic. Once again, that's something that is also hotly debated, whether you have autism, a person with autism, autistic, okay? That's hotly debated. Please ask the person what they prefer to be referred. To me, it doesn't matter to me. I am a person with autism, I am autistic. They are both one and the same. They're interchangeable for me. Because, like, for example, I am asthmatic or I have asthma. I'm a patient with asthma, etc., etc. Do you see how? Yeah. So.
Can I come downstairs?
No. He's asking to come downstairs. Throughout the years, I have just like really been able to focus on myself after going through quite a bit of turmoil and of a lot of hardship. I was finally able to focus on myself. He's crying now. Charlie, I need you to close your door, honey, if you need a moment by yourself. Because I need a moment by myself, and it sounds like you need a moment by yourself too. Oh, parenting. See, now what he's going to do is when I talk, he's going to try to cry louder so that I have to talk to him again because he wants the attention on him. Do you see how this is how this happens, how this works? Basically, it gets to the point where you're yelling, and I'm like, no, go close the door. Can't do this. Charlie! Charlie, I need you to close your door. Right now. He says he can't because of some reason. All of a sudden, the arms don't work. Charlie? See, now I forgot what I was talking about. So that's one of those things. But the sensory issues that I had as a child as well in regards to food, in regards to clothing textures, haircuts, for example, sounds, the mere knowing that something was going to come close to my ears, even to this day, like when people, or when the stylist does my hair, I just I'm always tense, and I usually have like a headache, or I clench my jaw, or my back is tense because I'm just sitting there hoping that, they don't get too close, because the sound of the scissors is just, it's piercing, basically. So yeah, as a child, I think I have a couple photos of me as a child crying, bawling my eyes out, getting a haircut. Clothing textures have always been an issue for me. Didn't like to wear jeans when I was younger because back then they didn't have like the soft, stretchy cottons back then. It was always the really stiff jeans that they had, so I didn't like wearing those. So eventually my stepmom actually and my dad, they thought of this. They said, hey, why don't we put those cotton stretchy shorts, considered like leggings today, but just the shorts version. I'd wear those underneath my jean shorts. And it was actually slowly starting to become a fad as well at the time, or like a fashion trend at the time. So I was so thankful for that, because then that meant that they were stocking those more in the stores, and it was really easy to wear clothes then after that. And then the food aversions are still there with me. Chicken, like the tendons or the fats or anything like that, the mere thought of having to eat chicken still makes me sick. I'll eat it because I'm being nice. There's a lot of masking that has happened throughout my entire life in order to appease others, or in order to, fit in. Or, for example, when I was traveling the world by myself, if that was the only thing to eat, of course I'm going to eat it because I need to eat. But it doesn't mean that I was not like having a whole lot of difficulty with that, or just needed a lot to drink to wash that down and to kind of clear my palate because of those food aversions and sensory issues. And then of course there's the social issues, in which for me, especially when I was dating, after I got divorced, 10 years ago. Whoa, it's already been 10 years. Right? Yeah. Whoa, it's already been 10 years. 9 years, 10 years. When I got divorced, almost 10 years. When I got divorced, like a year and a half, 2 years later, I started dating again. And it was just so confusing for me, which is what led me to go to a therapist in the first place, was for relationship therapy. Because I did not want to make the same mistake that I had made with my first husband at the time. I didn't want a relationship like that, and I didn't want to be with a person like that. I wanted something different, and I had to look within to say, hey, what is it that I am doing? Why am I attracted to these types of people, or to, you know, toxic people? Why am I attracted to this? Because that did not work. It was a very toxic relationship, and there was even some things that, some traits that I had picked up as well, from my upbringing, as well as being in that relationship and even relationships before that. So I saw that there was a pattern, and I was like, why am I in this pattern? And I've worked so hard to basically rewire the brain and rewire those reactions and those behavioral preferences and those patterns as a result of those experiences from the past. So now things are much more better, much more healthier, and as a result, both of our boys are growing up with like completely different childhoods than what myself or what Chef Awesome grew up with. And so with that therapy, and then continuing on through the years, my therapist noticed that, you know, I had a few social things going on that I was not understanding. Facial expressions, not too bad, but I do get confused between like the top half and the bottom half of the face. Like, this will not match this if I am talking to somebody, so that's what leads to the confusion. And not only that, but I don't like looking people in the eye. It's extremely uncomfortable, and it almost like gives me a headache with how much I have to process, like having to look somebody in the eye and figure out like what they're feeling and what they're trying to convey to me. Super confusing. It causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. And so oftentimes, even as a kid, and even with my past marriage, I'd get yelled at a lot for not looking people in the eye. For, you know, a lot of the times I'd have individuals and even family members saying, hey, look at me when I'm talking to you. And I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I didn't understand at the time that there's a reason why that was very uncomfortable for me. Because it was easier for me to understand what they were saying if I could look away. And if I could just focus on whatever it was I'm focusing on, it helped me focus on their words. So it was that in regards to social interaction, and then noticing that, you know, at group gatherings or at parties, et cetera, I would always stick with one person. I would stick with that one person, but I wouldn't talk a whole lot to everybody else. And if I was left alone, I'd kind of make my way out to the outskirts, or like, yeah, the perimeter of the party. I was never in the middle of the crowd hanging out. Stimming, going to stimming. I would get in trouble so much when I was a kid, because after school, I would go straight up to my room. I would turn my radio on full blast, and I would just dance for hours up in my room. Like, sometimes to the point where like I'd be doing my homework way late at night because I would be upstairs just dancing. And that was it. I needed to move. I needed to do those things. Didn't realize that when I was in school and my leg was bouncing up and down and I was so fidgety, that I needed to exert some energy. And so what I would do is as soon as I got home from school, I'd go upstairs and I would dance. I would get in trouble. My mom would yell at me all the time for the radio being way too loud because I couldn't hear if there was somebody coming into the house, or, you know, what have you. And that was because I needed to stim. Didn't know it was called stimming at the time. I needed to move. So the food aversions, the textures, the social behaviors, a lot of things that I did not understand as a kid, and even in my high school years, I learned high school socialization through movies and TV. I would mimic Spice Girls very often. I would mimic Clueless very often. I would literally go out and shop for outfits that would match those characters as much as possible, because I thought that was popular. That's what you were supposed to do. And so that's what I did. And at one point, I think I was a sophomore in high school. I was either a sophomore or a junior in high school, where I had actually come up with a vocabulary list for me and my friends to use, because in Clueless, that's what Cher does with the redhead. When they're sitting in the living room and she's teaching her how to be cool, she tells her to like practice her vocabulary, like the word sporadic. Not so sporadically. That's what keeps popping into my head even right now. So, nope. So, the masking was just like 100% all the time, trying to fit in and trying to be cool and normal, quote unquote. Which is probably why a lot of my issues went under the radar. And then when I turned 18, it finally came out. I was just like, I didn't necessarily have the support system that I did in high school from all my friends, because after high school, we all kind of went off and did our own thing, whether we were going to community college, university, or working, or what have you. Now it was just like, whoa, we're out in the world. And I noticed that something was different about me, and I couldn't quite figure it out. I couldn't quite pin it. And I mentioned that quite a few times to family members, and they were not receptive to it. So I pretty much went on my own from then on out until I was able to finally get a job for myself that had full benefits. And that wasn't until my early 30s that I was able to actually do that. And then that's when I started the therapy after I got divorced. And then from then on out, I've just been doing that for myself as my self-care, and it's just been self-discovery ever since. So I'm very thankful for that situation and for that privilege. It was a lot of hard work to finally get to that point, because I didn't have a support system in regards to this, and in regards to getting help for myself, seeing a therapist or seeing a psychologist or psychiatrist. I think that there's a huge stigma in regards to that, because there are individuals who try to use that stigma against me, and even currently they try to use that against me with a very serious situation that's going on right now. Can't discuss it right now, not until later perhaps, if I even remember, but even currently I'm going through a very serious situation right now, in which they attempted to use that stigma of mental health against me to really try to hurt me. Basically, that's all it is to try to hurt me. And it didn't work. It's not going to work, because mental health, that stigma is starting to fade away. Mental health is actually very important, and mental health is just as normal as going to the doctor for cardiac care or for any digestive issues. Like, it's got to be normalized like that, and it's becoming more and more normal. So just because you go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist doesn't mean that you are an abnormal psychiatric situation. That's the association that people automatically associate with anything having to do with mental health. So I think that, you know, it's really sad that that person thought that they could do that to me, and that they still think that. And you know, I hope that one of these days they get help for themselves as well, and you know, the people around them can, you know, see that, hey, you know what, mental health is okay, and not everything having to do with mental health is going to be psychotic or chaotic or anything like that. Yeah, I think that the people around this person as well, if they ever do see this, realize that a double standard is being set, and that or a double standard is being used, and that I hope they realized that, you know, being around this person might want to rethink that association. Because if they're doing it to me, they're going to do it to you too. You think everything's fine now, but if they're doing it to me, they're going to do it to you too. Now, almost, I wanted to do this for an hour. I'm a small channel, so I don't expect like a whole lot of people. I don't think there's been people popping in and out. But I'm a small channel, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of interaction or engagement right now, but hopefully in the future, maybe next year, or maybe even later this year, there will be more people that are able to hop on. But I'm thankful that this actually is working, and that like you guys can leave chats. Like I'm looking at myself on the tablet, and it says chat publicly, so the chat does work. And then one of these days, I think what I'll do too is, one of my favorite games to play is Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, as well as Mario. But we need to get a Nintendo Switch first before we can do that. Cross your fingers for Christmas. So one of these days, we'll do some gaming. I'll go live on here and we'll do some gaming together, and just hang out, have some fun. Because that's one of the things that calms him down as well as calms me down too. Yeah, I don't know, we got like what, 6 more minutes on here? Yes, so I think next time we go live, I don't know, maybe I'll try to go live on YouTube once a month if I can fit that in. I'll try to go once a month. I usually hold a vote as well as to which day, either a Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on which days I have off from work. I usually hold a vote on Instagram and Twitter. So please join me on Instagram, the Awesome With Autism Show. And then on Twitter, it's Awesome With Autism. It's AUSMWTH AUTSM. So I had to take out some of the letters there because it's too long for Twitter. I'm also on TikTok, the Awesome With Autism Show. I don't post on there too much because I'm still learning TikTok. And honestly, I'm so busy. Like all of these social medias, I don't do this full time. So I'm really busy, and I do my best to post when I can. But as I was saying on Twitter and Instagram, I think I'm just not addicted enough for the algorithm to push my content, meaning I don't interact and engage as well as post like every hour on the hour to go viral. So this is it's a slow start, which I'm totally fine with that, because the fact that I work a full-time job. So eventually we'll build this up and we'll say hi more often, and we'll go live, and we'll see more people on here. So anyways, for now, I think, let's see, now we got 5 more minutes. Leave a comment down below in the description where you're from. I know I do have followers from Australia. I've got a couple from London, I believe. I think I had somebody from the Middle East, I think. I thought I saw somebody from there too. And then of course I have a lot from the United States. Oh, there might be a couple from Canada too. Hello. From Canada. Or to Canada. The dog heard it too. We just heard something, but we're okay. Oh, that's another thing. Halloween, Halloween. So this year I'm trying to get my costume together for Halloween. I really hope my head can fit in the mask for this because I bought it. I actually bought it for last year and then the pandemic hit and then we didn't go trick-or-treating. So now I'm doing it this year. It's going to be awesome. I really, really hope it works. In fact, I got to start working on it like now. And then also on the channel, there are a couple vlogs where we go ghost hunting and paranormal investigating. Me and the oldest, Oliver Awesome. So I will be doing that again as well because we're starting to get into that season. So I'm looking for places to do that. That's most likely what I'm going to be doing in August and September is traveling to those places and doing some investigations, some paranormal investigations. Obviously, I can't bring the littlest. I could, but I'm not going to do that. That's not okay. So I want to try to get Chef Awesome, Patrick Awesome, to come with me as well to do some of these because there's a whole lot of places. There's so much history out here in Florida. I don't know if you know that not Fort Lauderdale. What's the one up north? One of the cities up north is the first city to be founded in the quote-unquote United States. So there's a lot of history there. So I want to go over there and check that out. And then there's, of course, Casadega, where children are not allowed to go. That is of otherworldly types, if you will, and of other belief systems and of otherworldly beliefs, where children are not allowed. So it'll just be either me or it'll be me and Chef Awesome going over there. So yeah, there is a lot coming for the show. I will figure out how to do this on Streamlabs a little bit better. This is my very first time, so once again, I'm sorry for, like the scrolling that's going on. I don't know. I'll try to like move that to a different part of the screen so that it's not like going through my forehead. Anyways, thank you very much for subscribing to the show. That's really, really awesome. I totally appreciate that. It does help the show. Eventually, that would be great to be able to do this more often and to do this full time and maybe like
some snacks and a drink, Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, are you done yet?
Almost. That would be great to be able to do this full time and maybe do like be a cast member part time.
It's already nighttime and I wanted to play outside.
We'll have to try again tomorrow.
I said for
Charlie, I'm going to ask you to go to your room again. Okay. So, anyway, what was I saying? Do you want to see my dog? Look at her. She's like, oh, there she goes. She's totally, there she is. Say hi, niece. Oh, you're so pretty. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Look in the dishwasher.
Okay.
There should be cups in there. They're all clean.
I see my dino cup.
Yep.
I'm going to have my dino cup because I love dinos.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what I was saying now. Yes. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, yes. It would be great to be able to do this full time. and maybe be a cast member part-time. I do enjoy editing and filming and going out places and seeing things. I do like to keep moving and keep traveling. I am a world traveler as well, which that can be in the next live stream. But yes, so if you want to know when I go live on here more often, I will see what I have to do on Streamlabs as well to get this so that it's more public and everybody knows about it. But check out Instagram and Twitter. I'm always on there, or that's where I am posting everything when I do go live and when I post new episodes. And then obviously check out the YouTube, check out the channel. There's all kinds of playlists on there. Go to the playlist section, and I try to keep everything nice and organized and neat, so that you guys can just hit a playlist, press and watch each episode. You know, binge watch the Awesome with Autism show. Hopefully gonna be able to do some more really fun, exciting things. Like I do want to take Chef skydiving. I've been skydiving twice. I do want to do that. Surfing. I want to do all kinds of athletic things. But again, we just moved here, so we're just settling in to our apartment here in Florida. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for being awesome and hanging out for this hour of blabbing live, finally, on YouTube. One of these days, you know what I'll do on YouTube? I will also go live from the parks when we're back at the parks. I'll use this now that I know that it works. Maybe I'll upgrade my access or whatever on premium so that I can do Instagram and Twitter all at the same time, so that all you guys can see at the same time. That does cost money though. Go to my coffee. If you feel so obliged, that's where you can make a donation, or like a monthly contribution, or just a one-time donation to help out with those costs. For example, Kinemaster, what I edit with, that costs money. There's a monthly subscription fee for that. And there's other fees, you know, subscriptions to like Epidemic Sound, for example, that go towards the show. And then obviously the travel fees and everything else that I do that is for the show itself. So yeah. All right. This is cool. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Do you want to say bye?